Today's Glass Studio themes are time and gratitude, and I'll be reading Sandra Yannone's poem, The Gratitude Workshop, and answer it with my poem, Before I Forget, number 2. The stained glass you'll see are from a trio of places I and many of my friends are grateful to call havens: Patrick's Pub in Gilford, Ceres Bakery in Portsmouth, and Sanctuary Arts in Eliot, Maine. What to say about time? Despite its literal nature, where we can count seconds, days, and centuries with absolute precision, we're also unable to master it. We created the concept of time, but we can't actually control it. And the idea of time as metaphor is ridiculously expansive. Time can be lost, wasted, killed, burned, crunched, eaten, borrowed, spent, and saved. Time can leap forward, fall back, fly, and stop. And when it seems our time is up, we can never have enough. Sandy's poem Gratitude Workshop, from their book The Glass Studio, published by Salmon Press, reminds us time is fleeting, in part because the poem is dedicated to Sandy's former teacher, mentor, and friend, poet Lucy Brock-Broido, who died too soon in 2018. Sandy told me that part of her motivation in writing this poem is that she felt she'd never truly thanked Lucy for how much she influenced Sandy's work. Sandy shows her gratitude to Broido by quoting her throughout, using notes Sandy saved from a workshop taken with the poet in 1991. Sandy begins by comparing advice itself to a precarious stack of dishes at the edge of the sink, reminding us that good advice is only good if we actually take it. Then she shares Broido's funny and honest reminders that the work we all engage in every single day, no matter what that work entails, can require both bravery and a sense of humor. We live in a world where too many who call themselves our leaders either fail to lead or worse, they cultivate divisiveness and conflict. Far too many follow that lead by expressing more anger than they do empathy, or by choosing alienation instead of engagement. Replacing those impulses with honesty, choosing to be open to difference and change is tough, just like it's also tough to express our gratitude sincerely and consistently. Like those dirty dishes at the edge of the sink, it's a job that's never truly done. Gratitude Workshop by Sandra Yannone. Notebook number 12, 1991. For Lucy Brock-Broido, 1956 to 2018. She said, poetry is about demons and to trust the interior of ice. I ruminate over all the advice we must endure in this world, a precarious stack of dishes at the edge of the sink, or a game of midnight freeze tag in a field of no moon. She said, don't apologize, don't explain. If 14 fish swim past, what does the 15th look like? The darkest hour of the recurring bruise. She said, court tension and risk. They don't exchange names. They don't even shake hands. About doubt, it's terminal, more than a blessing. Forgiveness is another night of testimony. How is it you remain unmarried? I told myself it was the mattress. I had a bed. I did not lie. I find fire delectable and can sleep. She said, be careful not to be too good. So I pretend to fidget with some anger. In simplicity, the simple. Let the day bear out its breakdown of horoscopes like coins that disappear into the glass face of a parking meter. All description must be revelation. I can forgive only the first gray hair. And in response to my longing, I burn the toast. Before I Forget, number 2, is the second in a series of found poems I'm quilting from conversations with Sandy about her work and our writing, as well as letters Sandy wrote me from the Mill Coffeeshop in Lincoln, Nebraska, the summer of 1993, where we were both graduate students at the university. Sandy and I were in our 20s back then. We were full of ideas, ambition, curiosity, and plenty of insecurity. Who isn't like that in their 20s, right? But looking at those words and ideas more than 30 years later, I delight in that slightly insufferable, unabashed me, that slightly insufferable, unabashed Sandy. We had no clue how much we'd need that stubbornness and devotion through the years, devotion to our work, to our friends, families, and mentors, and to each other. And this is what continues to sustain us. Before I Forget, number 2, by Kate Flaherty. From the Rain-Infested Mill, Lincoln, Nebraska, 1993. A letter for the very blue Kate of late. Rain, rain, and more rain. There's been condensation in my watch face for a week now. I keep time by when the Salvation Army trucks pull up to the loading docks across the street. Margaret Atwood writes, "You don't look back a long time, but down through it like water." All time by its nature is wasted. At 5 o'clock, I watch cars swarm into this unruly intersection like hawks move toward their kill. No one knows who has the right of way. An ambulance just made a path through. Now a fire truck will try to do the same. The way their sirens ricochet is fascinating. You swear the sound comes from one direction, then the vehicle careens around the corner from the last place you suspect. It's like writing a poem that frightens you into stopping, as if you can pretend the idea will go away. The soul wound remains. Another day, another accident. A man tries to outrun a Mack truck and makes it. This is not praise. Another man is on the payphone giving someone information about a funeral. Is it getting to be too much? It's still pouring, so I can't go home, and I'm crying in the mill again, so I have to change subjects. Sometimes, Kate, you wear a coat of deep depression, the top layer to every year of your life. I empathize with that heavy feeling that stands in the corner with everything you can't know will happen. Grief, depression's cousin, has a similar texture. Think of those terrible, necessary years like a tape measure in slow motion. You extend the ruler to its furthest length, then prepare for it to tuck back into its little metal box called night. Carl Crowlow writes, "The flooding of the eyes is a mild sort of drowning." Rain appears to have stopped, except the awnings are still dripping. Weather truly dictates our consciousness. So much for waxing philosophical. I know you understand everything. Adieu, Sandy.